So, often people think that you need a lot of money to start making music, no matter if it's recording or mixing or whatever. In some aspects, there is some truth in that, as in, you need to invest some money to have good recordings. You need to maybe buy a decent microphone and you need to have a decent acoustic treatment because all the times recordings are 80% of a song. Remember that. But when it comes to post production, you need to have two basic things: a DAW, which is a digital audio workstation, and some plugins to work with. Most of the times you will see producers using like pretty expensive plugins, like I don't know, maybe let's say FabFilter Suite or Autotune Pro and stuff. And yes, they are very, very good. But if you're just at the beginning, you can use free plugins. And in this video, I'm going to show you the best free plugins in 2023 that I could find on the internet. And stay until the end, because I got a nice surprise at the end for you. Let's begin. So this is the project that we're working with. Again, this is just a showcase, not something that I'm working on specifically. I took a vocal from the same bundle that I've used in the previous video, Cymatics Euphoria bundle, and let's have a listen to everything.
Oh, could this be reality? I'm waiting for you. I'm holding my breath.
So the vocal, which is mixed by me, using only free plugins by the way, and the lead, which I compose really quickly, something in Presence in Studio One straight away, just so I can have something to put the vocal on. This is the first plugin that I've used. This is called TDR Nova, which is a parallel dynamic equalizer. Well, it's a really nice one actually. You have dedicated space for high pass and low pass, and for each frequency band that you are using, you have the Q control, the frequency, the gain, so you can be as accurate as you want. You can also change the shelves, bell and stuff. Overall, really nice. The interface is not bad either, so yeah, I really recommend this one. The next one is a compressor, which copies an analog compressor from Klanghelm. The ease of use is just stupid on this one. You have two knobs basically and the time constants. I prefer to leave it on automatic. I don't know, I think it does a good job. This is called MGUC Junior, I guess, and really, really nice, really good, recommend. The next one is another EQ, which copies an analog EQ. It's called Fiverr, coming from Analog Obsession, and as you can see, it's a 5-band equalizer where you have knobs to modify each parameter that you want. The next one is called DC1A version 3 I'm using here, and it's coming from the same guys as the previous compressor, Klanghelm. Again, very nice ease of use, and you have some extra options here. I don't know if you want to use parallel compression, for example. The next one is probably my favorite one so far. This is a copy after a very popular analog EQ called MAG. This one is called Lufticus, and if you look on the market on the internet, you will find the original copy after that analog EQ, which is called MAG EQ4. But that one costs over 200 euros, and this one is free of charge, and it does pretty much the same thing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that one is not better. In a lot of cases, you will find yourself in a position where you need that, but personally, in the way I'm using this EQ as just an addition, as a color EQ to my vocals, I find this just perfect for me, and honestly, I don't really see why I should buy MAG, even though I love the sound of it. But yeah, this one is free of charge and it's just amazing. Just use it and you'll see. And now coming to my favorite saturator. This is the saturation knob from Softube, and I just love it. I actually prefer to use this one instead of Saturn from FabFilter, which I believe is the best saturator out there, but that's expensive as well. And this one, I don't know, it's just simple. You have one knob, you just saturate everything, and depending on what you're using it, you can just change the setting here. For vocals, I prefer to keep it on neutral or high, but for 808s or kicks and stuff like that, I keep it low. It's amazing. It sounds amazing. And if you want some nice effects like the replicating vocal stacking and stuff like that, you have Pitch Proof from Agon Music, which again is amazing and it's free. and you have a lot of settings for what you want to do. Let me give you an example. So in this case, I'm using fifth harmony, 6 and 7. So
I don't know which way to turn. I could be the one for you, or could this be reality? I'm waiting for you. I'm holding my breath.
So see, it does the job perfectly, and it sounds really good actually. You wouldn't think that you can do this with a single plugin. I showed you in the previous video how I prefer to do the vocal stacking, just because I prefer to have more control on the doubles that I'm using. But for speed mixing, like something, I don't know, maybe a demo or something like that, this one is perfect. And I mean, you can use it on every mix actually. It doesn't have to be just a demo or something like that. It's lovely. And now a reverb, which is coming from Cymatics. This is the free version of Cymatic Space. It's called Cymatic Space Lite. I just love these guys. And this one is one of the best reverbs I've used, to be fair with you. You have a lot of presets and you have a lot of options here which you can modify. Because if you think about it, the more control you have over a plugin, the more things you can do with it. And as you can see here, you can control pretty much everything you want to control about a reverb. Apart from the fact that you cannot establish like exactly how long the reverb to be, like in the classic method using mathematics, but use your ear and you'll be fine. Also, do not forget that you have stock plugins into your DAW. In this case, I've used an analog delay from PreSonus, and as you can see, it's just enough. I mean, I have the time, which obviously will be synced with the BPM of the song, very important. The feedback, which I prefer to keep low in this case. And I've actually put like a telephone effect over the delay straight from the plugin, which I normally don't do because I usually just prefer to put an EQ and I would have a preset for the telephone effect and that's it. But in this case, it was easy enough to do it. So yeah, don't be afraid to use the stock plugins. They are good. They're good. And depending on the DAW, for example, Logic, I think Apple offers a nice selection of compressors into a single plugin. Also, their stereo delay is really nice. They have a reverb plugin which is really cool. And yeah, stock plugins. And now let me tell you a really nice story about how I got one of the best plugins on the market. So I was scrolling through Facebook, like casual stuff, just wasting time basically. And at some point I found myself watching stories. And as you know, Facebook and Instagram and pretty much everyone targets ads for what you are searching on the internet in, let's say, the last period of time. And when I was making the research to do this video, I was looking for a lot of plugins, basically a lot of free plugins. And I got an ad from Plugin Boutique, which I will leave the link down below in the description. I really recommend you looking on their website because they got a lot of free plugins there as well, but also good prices for the already popular plugins. And I got this beauty for free. This is an LA28 tube compressor, and this one, trust me, is one of the best compressors that you can use on a vocal ever. Again, easy to use. It's also good for parallel compression. It has a limiter option. I was shocked, basically. I actually messaged my good friend OneShot to tell him, look, this one is free, and he couldn't believe it, and he got it as well. Go and grab it while you still can do it. And also don't forget that you can still look on the internet for free plugins. There are a lot of articles out there which recommend a lot of nice stuff. Even synthesizers. I've only made a small selection here, something that I believe I would use on a daily basis, and actually I quite like the result of this one. Just research, read blog articles, look on YouTube videos like this one, and don't forget to have fun. Just enjoy what you are doing, no matter if you're using $1,000 worth of plugins or free plugins. I actually enjoyed using these ones because, to be fair, they didn't make me feel the need of something that I'm normally using. And this is it. This is the video. Don't forget to leave your feedback down below in the comments. We want to improve ourselves a lot, and we can only do it with your help. And if you like this video, share it, like it, and a subscribe would be great. Thank you very much, and until the next time, take care of yourself. Bye bye.